Latinx. I mean, Latinos are a very interesting group of people, and let me tell you, they have it all. The dances, the music, the food, and also the corruption. It's just overall a unique place. So the gringo in me wants to know the names of these countries, and what could they mean?
¿Qué pasa, güey? ¿Qué pasa?
Let's start with Argentina. The name comes from the Latin word argentum, meaning silver. Early European explorers believed the region was rich in silver because indigenous people presented them with silver artifacts. The name was officially adopted in the early 19th century, though the region itself lacked significant silver deposits. Bolivia. It is named after Simon Bolivar, one of the most prominent leaders in the South American struggle for independence from Spain. Bolivar is often called El Libertador, and the country was named in his honor in recognition of his efforts in liberating much of the continent. Brazil.
Hold up.
Now, from my understanding, some Brazilians don't consider themselves as Latino. You know, because they're the only Portuguese speakers. But because Portuguese comes from Latin, I'll still put them here. Okay. The name Brazil derives from pau Brazil, a type of redwood tree, Brazil wood, that was highly valued by early Portuguese explorers for its dye. The country's name reflects the importance of this tree during the early colonial period, as it was one of the first major exports. Chile. The name's origin is debated. It may come from the indigenous Quechua word chiri, meaning cold, or from the Aymara word Techili, meaning land's end. Another theory suggests that the name comes from the Mapuche word Chile, meaning where the land ends. Colombia. It is named after Christopher Columbus, the European explorer of the Americas. The name was proposed by revolutionaries to honor him, even though Columbus never actually visited the region that is now Colombia. Ecuador. The name means equator in Spanish, reflecting the country's geographical position on the Earth's equatorial line. Plain and simple. Guyana. The name comes from an indigenous word meaning land of many waters, reflecting the country's numerous rivers and waterways. Paraguay. The name is derived from the Guarani language. The prefix para means river, and the suffix guay has interpretations such as crown or origin. A common interpretation is river that gives birth to the sea.
That's my favorite saying. That's my favorite saying.
Referring to the Paraguay River. Peru. The name comes from Biru, the name of a local ruler or region encountered by Spanish explorers in the early 16th century. The name evolved into Peru in Spanish and came to represent the wider area, including the Inca Empire. Suriname. Suriname's name likely originates from Suriname, an indigenous tribe that lived along the Suriname River. Dutch colonists adopted the name, and it has persisted through centuries of colonial and independent rule. Uruguay. The name comes from the Guarani language. You know, the same people that made mate? And so Uruguay meant river of painted birds, or river of the Yuru, a type of bird. Venezuela. The name means Little Venice in Spanish, given by explorers Alonso de Ojeda and Amerigo Vespucci when they saw stilt houses built by indigenous people along Lake Maracaibo. And I guess bro saw that and was like, yup, just like Venice. I know I'm missing a lot more Latino countries, so like and leave a comment if you want to see part 2.